So let's take a moment right now and just close our eyes and just feel into your own energy field. Feel into your own energy field. Allow yourself to ground in right now. Just feel yourself centering. Imagine that you're in a ball of light right now. And we're just going to place our hands up in a 45-degree angle. And we're just going to circulate the energy. We're talking about circulating the energy all of today. So this is, once again, circulating energy. We're going to breathe out through the nose on a powerful exhale and bring the belly in. The belly is the center of the will. It's our willpower. It's the place where actually we attract money from. It's the place where we call things into our life. So we're going to just do some rounds of what is called a breath of fire, just to clear the field and allow ourselves to energize up. So let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. And begin. Really pumping that navel on the exhale, really moving that energy, pumping it in towards the spine, just focusing on the exhale. Beautiful. Keep going. We're going to do this for 30 more seconds. Take a big deep breath in, hold the breath. Keep the breath held, feel all the energy from the root of the spine coming up to the crown. Exhale, bringing your hands down to your knees, blowing out through the mouth. Keeping your eyes closed for a moment. And it's in this moment that we share this prayer. It's in this moment that we call in the truth of remembering what the universe is desiring to express through us. We call in the letting go, the struggle, the overwhelm, the difficulty, the beliefs that no longer serve our abundant true nature. We forgive ourselves for the struggle, and we allow new levels of clarity to enter our life, new levels of prosperity to enter our life, a new level of receiving and giving. And we know that this is possible because this is who we truly are. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale. I want you just to start massaging underneath the collarbone here. Now, in tapping, the way that we actually clear it out of the body is we give ourselves permission to feel all of the ugly stuff. We give ourselves permission to feel all of the discomfort, all of the awkwardness around it, all of the difficulty, all of the conversational stuff, all the asking stuff, all of that stuff. And that stuff's uncomfortable. But the way we clear it is we allow ourselves to feel the discomfort with it so that we can move the circulation of that energy through our body. And so much of the time we hide from it, we pretend it's not there, and we put on a happy face, and really we're struggling with these issues inside. So we're going to tonight do something very different. We're going to give ourselves permission to feel all of the discomfort around money, so that we can open up a new level of prosperity. So I want you now to tune into your financial life right now. Where are you at financially? What's coming up for you? What's your greatest struggle in your finances? Is it asking for money? Is it knowing that you're worthy of it? Is it having those awkward conversations? What is your biggest struggle around money? Just tuning into what that is. And then let yourself lean into the discomfort of what that is. And I want you to tune into the most recent moment where you found that was a struggle for you, where that awkwardness showed its face, that discomfort, that uncomfortability. And on a scale of 0 to 10, how intense was that for you? 10 being it was so intense, that moment, or 0 being you felt totally relaxed. And then go ahead and write in the chat area for me what that number was for you. Okay, great. Got some 9s and 10s and 8, 7, 8, 10s, 1. Okay, so if it's a 1, I want you to tune into something that's much more intense for you. We want to find the most uncomfortable part of your money block right now. 8, 10, 10, 6, 7, 10. Okay, beautiful. So let's tap on the center of the chest right now. And as you tap on the center of the chest, I want you to repeat after me. So I'm going to do a call and response. If I ever say a word that doesn't feel completely accurate for you, please go ahead and change the word to what you feel. If you don't know what you feel, just go ahead and say what I say, and it might bring up something for you. Okay. So repeating after me, even though I've been struggling with financial flow, I love and deeply accept myself. Tapping between the brows, even though I've been struggling with financial flow. Tapping the temples, I love and deeply accept myself. Tapping the cheeks, even though part of me doesn't even want to look at it, I love and deeply accept myself. Tapping underneath the nose, even though a part of me is ashamed of having financial struggle, I love and deeply accept myself. And I am worthy of love. Tapping underneath the lips, even though I'm struggling, it's possible I'm still worthy of love. Even though I'm struggling with financial flow. Tapping the center of the chest, I am still worthy of love. And just tune into the struggle that you've been having right now. Let's just take a moment, just close our eyes, tapping on the chest and just feeling in to that struggle right now. What's been arising for you? What's been happening in your life? What types of conversations or non-conversations have you been having? Tune into that right now. Feel it. Feel the discomfort there. And let yourself get really uncomfortable. Lean on the edge of it. Lean into the discomfort of it. And then take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Tapping the front of the ribs. I love and deeply accept myself. exactly as I am. Tapping the side of the ribs, even though this has been really hard for me. And I don't know how to get through this. Tapping the side of the ribs here. And part of me thinks I'm going to struggle with this forever. Because I've been struggling a long time. I love and deeply accept myself. And just tune into how long you've had this struggle for, how long this struggle has been present with you for. Tune into how that struggle has been with your family, how you had that struggle, how your parents had that struggle. Tapping the side of the wrist and just tune into how that struggle showed up in your family line. And I want you to think of the earliest memory that you have of when that showed up in your family line, and you remember your parents struggling with it. Perhaps they were fighting over money. Perhaps they couldn't afford to pay rent, or perhaps they had struggles around talking about it, or what was happening in your earlier childhood around money and the concept of money and the flow of money and the ability to live the life that you needed to live, or to have the things that you wanted as a child. What was some of those earlier memories that were there for you? I want you to tune in right now to the earliest time you remember feeling a struggle financially, where all of your needs weren't getting met, or you didn't know how it was going to get met, and you started to doubt. Tapping the side of the thumb. It all started when, and just tell me how it started. Tell me that earlier memory that's just popping into your mind right now. It all started when. Say that memory out loud. And who was involved in that memory? What was happening in that memory? I want you to go on a little rant for me. Just tell me all the things that was taking place in that memory. If you start yawning, burping, crying, or hiccuping, this is part of the release. So just allow it to happen. Tapping the next finger. It all started when. And I started to believe. What did you start to believe as a result of that happening? I started to believe. When? Tell me what happened. Tapping the middle finger. And the worst part about that memory was what? What was the worst part about that memory for you? Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. The worst part about that memory was what? Tapping the little finger. That's when I started to believe what? What did you start to believe in that memory? I started to believe. And that's when I really started to shut down. Tapping the side of the hand. That's when I started to believe there wasn't enough. That's when I started to believe that money was a struggle. That's when I started to believe, and tell me what you started to believe as a result of that earlier imprint. Tapping the top of the head, and it's understandable I started shrinking. It's understandable I started feeling awkward around the conversation of money. It's understandable I started to think that I wasn't worthy. It's understandable that I started thinking I had to struggle around money. Because that's what who was doing. Who was doing that? Who was showing you that struggle? Tapping between the brows, and I want you to feel how that person passed on that struggle to you. And that you've been struggling with that same belief ever since. Tapping the temples. I've been believing. What have you been believing ever since that happened? And then just go ahead and write what you've been believing since that moment in the chat, and then come back to tapping with me. I've been believing. Tapping the cheeks. I've been believing I'm not worthy. I've been believing money is scarce. I've been believing money is evil. It's difficult to come by. There is never enough. I have to work really hard to get it. That I can't make enough. I've been believing a poverty mindset. I've been telling myself not even to dream. That money will run out. That girls don't make money. Tapping underneath the nose. I'm not worthy of it. Money is a struggle. Money is the devil. It's not easy. There is never enough. Money will punish me. I've been believing, just tell me what your belief has been. That I'm a slave to it. That I don't desire it. I shouldn't desire it. That I'm not good with it. Tapping underneath the lips. I've been believing, tell me what it is. Tapping the center of the chest. And when you believe that, when you have that thought in your mind, how does it make you feel? What is the limiting emotion that comes up for you when that thought comes up? Does it make you feel fear? Does it make you feel stuck, sad, angry, resentful, ashamed, worried, anxious? What does it make you feel? It makes me feel. And then just go ahead and write that into the chat, and then let's come back in to the tapping. It makes me feel frustrated. Tapping the front of the ribs. It makes me feel anxious, angry, powerless, worried, stuck. Tapping the side of the ribs. Defeated, fearful, despair, limited, suffocating, uncertain. Tapping the side of the wrist. It makes me feel, and just tune into what it makes you feel right now. And I want you to just feel that in your body. Come back to tapping. No more writing down in the chat. Just come back. Let's feel this now that we've brought it up. I want you to feel into that emotion and that thought in your body. I want you to feel what that texture feels like of that emotion. So if you're having despair, if you're feeling trapped, if you're feeling defeated or small, what does that feel like in your body when it's triggered? I want you to close your eyes and tune into the discomfort of that in your body when it's most triggered. And I want you to see that earlier memory right now of that emotional feeling coming up when that memory took place. And I want you to imagine that you're in the movie of that memory right now, of when you started to feel that emotion right there. And as you lean into the discomfort of it, expand the discomfort of that by 50%. Like, really let it be uncomfortable. Feel the texture of it. What is the texture? Is it heavy? Is it prickly? Is it oozing? Is it festering? Is it metallic? What does the texture of it feel like in your body? And tuning into that part of your body that it's living in. Tapping the side of the thumb. Expand and intensify that discomfort right now. Let's just do this just for a minute. You're going to be glad you did. It's going to be uncomfortable for a moment, but let's really go for it. I want you to really allow yourself to feel that discomfort. Expand the intensity of that discomfort in your mind, in your body, in your emotions right now. Really get in touch with the discomfort. Expand it by 75%. Really let it go there. Really get on the edge. Intensify it by 100%. Just for a moment. Lean into the discomfort of it. Take a big, deep breath in. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the thumb. Take another big, deep breath into it. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the next finger. Take another big, deep breath into any discomfort in your body. Locate it. Breathe into it. Release a big sigh. Tapping the next finger. I forgive myself for feeling this way. I forgive myself for feeling this way about money. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. I forgive myself for feeling this way about money. It's totally understandable. I didn't have good financial teachers. I didn't have good role models. They were also in a lot of fear. And their parents were probably also in a lot of fear. And we've all been suffering with this. So just feel it for your whole family line now. I want you to imagine that discomfort that you've been feeling in your body. Close your eyes, imagine this. Feel that discomfort in your body that's been there. And now I want you to imagine that same discomfort that you're feeling in your body, how that was in the person's body who triggered it for you earlier on as well. Perhaps it was a parent or someone that raised you or someone earlier on in your life that also had that same struggle, that same doubt, that same uncertainty, that same not knowing, that same fear. And then I want you to imagine going back another generation to your grandparents' generation and the fear that they also carried, that they passed to those other parental figures. And let's just see that discomfort going all the way back to some time where there was poverty or there was war and there wasn't enough to go around and there was struggle. And not only was there struggle for financial flow, there was struggle for survival. And feel that core survival wound that is linked to it. Will I survive? Live. Feel that fear that is connected to it, that survival fear. And let yourself lean into the discomfort of all the generations that struggled with survival, that didn't know how they were going to provide for their families or their children because of the state of the world. And just feel that right now. Imagine what that felt like to go all the way back to these earlier generations that were really struggling. Because they show in epigenetics, anything that has been a big struggle in your lineage gets imprinted on the DNA and gets passed down generation by generation. So if you're having massive money struggles, which so much of the world is, there's been massive survival struggles in our lineage that imprinted our DNA for centuries. So just feel that discomfort right now for all of your family line. Tapping the little finger. I want you to imagine everyone right now who struggled in the same way with money. I want you to feel it for your parents. I want you to feel it for your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and all the generations before who didn't know how to get it, who didn't know how to make it, who didn't know how to communicate about it, who didn't know how to look after their families, who had struggles and pressures as well. And just feel it for everyone right now. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Take a big, deep breath in. To everyone in your family line, feel your ancestors supporting you now, the ones that have passed, to release the shackles of this energy and this pain right now. Take a big, deep breath, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the hand. It's possible my ancestors want me to be free of this. It's possible my ancestors want me to be free of this, to change this for the future generations. It's possible my ancestors want me to let this go now. Take a big, deep breath into that, release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the top of their head. I can let this go. It's possible I'm in a safe place to let go of the struggle. It's possible I am in a safe place to let go of the struggle. It's possible the struggle isn't helping. It's possible the struggle is making it worse. The struggle is making it worse. The struggle is creating more of what I don't want. Repeating these out loud as we talk them through. This struggle. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. This struggle. It's possible I can let it go. Tapping the temples. It's possible I'll feel better if I let it go. Tapping the cheeks. It's possible I will be able to receive more if I let it go. And I really want to receive more. And it's possible I am worthy of receiving more. Tapping underneath the nose, it's possible I am worthy of receiving more. It's possible I am worthy of receiving more. Tapping underneath the lips, it's possible I am worthy of receiving more. Tapping the center of the chest, it's possible I am worthy of receiving more. Take a long, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. I'm in a safe place to let go of the struggle. I'm in a safe place to let go of the struggle. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm in a safe place to let go of this struggle. And just feel into the struggle that you've been carrying with you, how it's been occupying your energetic field, how it's actually been repelling the things that you want. Feel how you've been carrying this static in your field around money. Feel what that feels like to carry that nervousness, that anxiousness, that fear, that anxiety, that worry, that concern, that overwhelm with you. Feel what all of that feels like to carry it with you. And just feel what it feels like right now, knowing that underneath all of that is your true nature. Underneath all of that is who you really are. Underneath all of that is your divine, abundant incarnation. Underneath all of that, prosperity. So feel that shake in your field right now. Feel what it feels like. Get intimate with it. Take a big, deep breath into it. Stick your tongue out and exhale. Big, deep breath. Stick your tongue out. I want you to feel the breath coming from your throat in this, like your whole face is opening. Take a big, deep breath. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the ribs. I am worthy of receiving. And I've always been worthy. Tapping the side of the wrist, even though I started to believe I wasn't. I am worthy of receiving financial flow. Tapping the side of the thumb, I'm worthy of having more abundance in my life. Tapping the next finger, I'm worthy of standing in my true worth. Tapping the next finger, I'm worthy of experiencing my financial flow. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger, I am worthy of financial prosperity. I am worthy of feeling comfortable financially. Tapping the little finger, I'm worthy of letting money flow through me. Tapping the side of the hand, I'm worthy of being a portal for prosperity. Because I can do good with this money. Because I am a good human being. And I am worthy of this. And I forgive myself for thinking I wasn't. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Tapping the top of the head, I love and deeply accept myself. Exactly as I am. And I'm choosing this now. Are you ready to really shift this narrative, to shift this story, not only for yourself, but the whole family line and all the future generations? Give me a little thumbs up if you are. Okay, great. So I want you to tune into that memory right now that was the most uncomfortable for you financially, that really made you shut down and doubt and think you weren't worthy, or think you weren't good enough, or think you had the capacity, or thought you had to work really hard, or had some belief around being stuck. I want you to tune into that memory right now, and I want you to tune into the worst part about that memory. What was the worst part about it for you? The worst part about that memory was what? Tell me what the worst part was for you. Tapping between the brows. The worst part was, tell me what it was. That's when I started to shrink and hide. That's when I started to suffer. That's when I started to feel. What did you start to feel in that memory about money? And I've been struggling ever since. Tapping the temples. Take a big, deep breath into that moment in time. Release a big sigh. Keep tapping with me. Do not go to the chat window. This is an important moment. Please stay with this. Tapping the cheeks. Please stay with this. Otherwise, you will not get the healing because you're tapping right now. You need to keep tapping. That's when I started feeling. Tell me what it was. I started feeling. Tell me what you started feeling. Tune into that energy that was there. Take another big, deep breath into it. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping underneath the nose. What I really needed in that situation was what? What did you need in that situation that would have helped you? I really needed. Tapping underneath the lips. I really needed. Tell me what you needed in that memory. What did you need that would have made everything okay? What did you need that would have given you confidence? What did you need that would have made you feel supported and abundant and flourishing and capable and ready? What did you need in that memory? Tapping the center of the chest. I really needed. Tell me what you needed. I really needed. But I didn't get it. I really needed. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. I really needed. Tell me what you really needed. But I didn't get it. Tapping the front of the ribs. I didn't get. Tell me what you didn't get. And I've been trying to get that ever since. And I've been struggling to get that ever since. Tapping the side of the ribs. I really needed. Tell me what you really needed. Take a big, deep breath in. Release a big sigh. Beautiful. Tapping the side of the wrist. And it's possible I was worthy of it. It's possible I was worthy of. Tell me what you were worthy of. even though I'd never got it. Even though they found it really hard to give to me because they were suffering too. It's possible I was worthy of it. And I am worthy of it. Because I am a child of God. And I am worthy of all of my needs being met. And I am a sacred human being. And I am worthy of being taken care of. I am worthy of. What were you worthy of back then that you didn't get? Tapping the side of the thumb. And I'm worthy of that now. And I've always been worthy of that. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Ah, beautiful. It's possible. Maybe one day I can receive that. It's possible I really am worthy of receiving that. And I'd like to give it a shot. I'd like to remember what I'm really worth. Because all of creation loves me. And all of creation wants to support me. And all of creation wants to express through me. And all of creation wants to love through me. Create through me. Live through me. Share through me. In all ways. Creation wants this for me. Including the flow of abundant finances. Including the flow of resources and money. Tapping the next finger. It's possible. It's all sacred. It's all sacred. All sacred. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. It's possible. Money is sacred. It's possible. Money is a gift to all of us. And it is safe to allow it to flow through me. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Tapping the side of the next finger. Are you guys ready to see if you can allow this beautiful energetic flow of prosperity to move through your life, to touch your relationships, to touch your creativity, to touch the work that you're doing in the world, to provide you with a life of beautiful, loving abundance? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to just allow that in. Okay, so tapping the side of the hand, tuning into that really uncomfortable memory right now. Tuning into that moment where you really started to suffer. And I want you to imagine in that moment where you felt like all was lost, where you started to shrink and hide your energy or doubt or think you weren't worthy and all of that stuff. And I want you to imagine in that moment of contraction and doubt and despair that you look over, you just peel your eyes up for a moment into the corner of the frame and you see this figure in the corner of the frame and they're just There's this glow over there. And you look a little deeper and it's your higher self with all of their compassion, with all of their love, with all of their understanding for the struggle that you just got put in because of the limitation of another human being. That you picked up their limitation in that moment and you started to believe with it and you allowed it to run your life. I want you to see your higher self there in their true, abundant, overflowing nature of love, resources, and prosperity, and care, and givingness, and generosity. And feel that generosity move over to you in that moment right now. Feel what that generosity feels like. Tapping the top of their head, and I want you to feel their generosity, their love. Hold you right now in that moment of contraction. And wrap their arms around you in that moment of doubt, that moment. And I want you to feel all of their generosity holding you in so much love in that moment. And take a long, deep breath in and release a big sigh. Ah, beautiful. Take one more big, deep breath. Release a big sigh. Ah. Stretch your jaw open wide. Stretch all your face muscles on this exhale. Ah. Ah. Beautiful. Tapping between the brows. And there is your higher self there. And they're looking at you deeply in the eyes with all of their wisdom, with all of their love, connected to this higher self of abundant generosity, of love. And what do they want to say to you in that moment? What is their message for you? My higher self is telling me, tell me what they're telling you. Tapping the cheeks, my higher self is telling me. And it's possible I can trust this. My higher self is telling me. What's your higher self telling you? And I want you to say it as if it's a positive affirmation. So instead of don't give up on your dreams, what would they say? They would say, go for your dreams, wouldn't they? Don't worry, they're going to say, be happy. What do they want to tell you? What is this new belief, this new frequency, this new dimension that they want you to step into? What is this new dimension that they want you to rise into on a frequency level so that frequency can generate and create a life on that level, that dimension of frequency? What is the frequency that they are inviting you into through this message? My higher self is telling me. Tell me what it is. Say it out loud. And then go ahead and write it in the chat what the message is from your higher self, and come back to tapping with me. My higher self is telling me. And say it out loud. Tapping underneath the lips. I can achieve anything I want. Go have fun. Trust and go with the flow. And just saying this for yourself and for everyone right now. I can have a life of ease. Tapping the center of the chest. I'm going to succeed. I am loved and I am worthy. I am always taken care of. My higher self is telling me you deserve ease. Money is everywhere. Believe in yourself. Go all the way. I can receive love and abundance. I am a powerful magician and I can create anything. My life is abundant in all ways. I am infinite. Good things are on their way. You are love embodied. Let go and receive. Bring it on. I want you to be saying these. If you're not saying them, voice them with your mouth. Say them with passion. We are shifting the frequency right now. We are choosing to lift our frequency there so that we can experience this frequency of flow. It's a frequency thing. We clear out the denser layers. We lift the frequency. The frequency lives in the thought forms. The frequency lives in the positive emotional patterns that reflect the positive thought forms. So we're doing this right now. We're lifting our frequency by bringing in this new way of being. I want you to tune into any resistance to you fully receiving this message from your higher self right now. Tune into any, I'm not sure if I can trust this message. Is it safe to trust this message? Let's do one final clearing right now so that we can really allow it in. So tune into any resistance to your message right now. Lean into the resistance, the pushing back. I can't fully allow it. What if I allow it? What if I fail? How could I really trust this? All that stuff. Lean into that right now. Take a long, deep breath into that space. Release a big sigh. I am trusting now. Tapping the front of the ribs. I can choose to trust now. It's possible if I trust this message, it will be so much easier, right? So your option basically is you trust the message or you don't trust the message. Okay, you trust the message. What does that feel like when you trust that message? Okay, things open up. You don't trust the message, what happens? Oh, you shut down. Okay, you shut down, less comes to you, right? So you have a choice right now to say, okay, I didn't trust this message for a long time, but I can choose right now to know that trusting this message will actually open the floodgates versus not trusting that message. Okay, I am ready to trust. Tell me what you're ready to trust. I am ready to trust. Tell me what you're ready to trust. I get to trust. Tell me what you get to trust now. It's time to trust. I am ready to trust. Tell me what it is. And then take a big, deep breath in. Release a big sigh. This can be easier than I think. Now, I want you to imagine your life right now. If you fully allowed this one message from your higher self to direct every aspect of your life, what would be happening if you allowed yourself to fully let go? Wow. Of your higher self to come through. What would be happening in your life if you fully trusted it? If you said, yes, this is the truth. This is who I really am. And this is what I am aligning to now. Tapping the side of the ribs. I am ready to trust. Tell me what you're ready to trust. And I want you to feel what that feels like when you allow that into your life. How does that support the money conversations? How does that support how you call in the flow of resources? How does that support your level of generosity and trust? How does that support your overflowing nature? What happens inside of you when you know that you are a portal of prosperity? when you know that the very essence of your being is prosperous because you belong to the Creator. You are part of the infinite. You could never be separated from your infinite self. So what would happen if you fully allowed that in? How would that change you? And I want you to say it out loud, tapping the side of the wrist. I want you to describe what is happening in your life as you allow that. I am. What are you doing? How are you showing up? How are you processing or moving through reality? How are you supporting yourself? How are you supporting others? How does it feel to allow yourself to know this truth in the very bright essence of your being? What are the top 3 positive emotions that you get to feel when you truly trust this? Tapping the side of the thumb. It makes me feel what? What are the top 3 positive emotions that you get to feel in your life? Trust it. And then go ahead and write that in the chat area. It helps me feel what? What does it help you feel? Abundant, confident, capable, free, light, joyful, safe, secure, so much joy, worthy and free, gratitude, fulfilled, pleasure, enjoyable, worthy, grateful. Say these out loud with me. This is your state. These frequencies are your state of consciousness. The flow of money and finances are a reflection of this state of consciousness that you're bringing in right now. This generosity, this certainty, this confidence, this abundance. I am allowing. Tell me what you're allowing right now. Beautiful. Yes. Yes. And again, what else are you bringing in? Yes. And I want you to feel all of these words that everyone has contributed into the field right now. Imagine that these words are money itself. And that every time you share money, every time you receive money, you're sharing and receiving these qualities of energy. Every time you write yourself some money for a parking ticket, you're sharing the bliss. You're sharing the love. Every time you receive money, you're in gratitude. Every time you give of money, you're in freedom. Feel those emotions, those positive frequencies as a part of your relationship with money. I get to feel sacred, free. Tapping the next finger, grateful, abundant, confident, generous, capable, dignified, joyful, peaceful, trusting. Feel that right now. Feel that space of deep trust that comes from all of this right now, knowing that this is a frequency container that allows you to live from that deep place of trust. Feel that deep place of trust right now. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. And I want you just to imagine all of creation loving you right now. And all of creation wants you to receive. And how much can you just surrender and receive the love of the universe right now? But the universe wants to so deeply give to you because the universe is generous. The universe is more than a generous. If we just look around at the physical dimension we are soaking in, it's all being created for us. And so feel any resistance to fully receiving from the universe right now. Lean into that. Take a big, deep breath in. Release a big sigh. I've got this. Tapping the opposite side of the next finger. And I'm letting myself receive. Tapping the little finger. I'm letting it all go now so that I can allow it in. Take another big, deep breath in. Receive it all right now in that breath. Release a big sigh. And I want you to tap gently all over your body right now. And I want you to imagine that all of creation is tapping through your hands right now. That the universe, that the love of God, that spirits, that the intelligence of all of creation is tapping all over your body right now. Tapping any areas that want love. And as you feel the presence of creation holding you, touching you, loving you, supporting you, loving you, reminding you that you are held. What does creation want to say to you right now? And I want you to speak on behalf of all of creation. Creation is telling me what, or God is telling me what, or the loving intelligence is telling me what. Tell me how, whatever word you want to use for the infinite is telling me. And just give that to your body right now. Let your body receive that right now. And then just wrap your arms around you. Give yourself some tender, loving touch, some stroke, some love, as if you're touching a loved one, because the universe loves you and wants you to receive and wants you to feel good and wants you to expand. So just touching all over right now, relaxing your whole body. Take a big, deep breath in, release a big sigh. Now resting one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. Just giving yourself a gentle rock right now, back and forth, closing your eyes. Taking another deep breath in, hold the breath. Exhale with a sigh. On the next inhale, we're going to imagine that the breath is divine financial prosperity, that there is purity in your breath, and there is purity in your financial prosperity. Take a deep breath into that purity, hold the breath. Feel the purity opening up your whole field right now. So much purity, so much purity, so much purity. Expanding, expanding, expanding. Exhale. Taking one more deep breath into that purity. Fill your whole body out with that purity right now. Hold the breath. Exhale slowly. We're going to do one little exercise right now to open up the field, to inhale and bring energy into our field, to scoop it up from the universe and bring it into our field. So we're going to have our hands like this, like a little cups, and we're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, we're going to blow out through the mouth, and we're going to bring it over our head like this. Okay, so it's like this. And really open up your chest. Imagine all of the energy from the root all the way to your head, moving up and down the spine, allowing the circuitry of energy. Really expand those arms back behind you. Keep that going. We're going to move some music into this right now. Okay, I want you to imagine all of that purity of light, that prosperity is light. That's all it is. It's light wanting to move through your body. Allowing the circuitry of giving and receiving light, 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 becoming a portal to give and receive, 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 to give and receive. Keep that breath going. Bring the pace up. You're creating the portal right now, the portal of prosperity. Giving and receiving. Imagine yourself receiving as you come in. Imagine yourself giving as you go around. Giving and receiving to yourself, and then feeling that as a portal for all of creation to move through you. All right, 30 more seconds. Really go for it. Really get in there. Really move that energy. You can do it. Really lift that energy. Move it through your system. Imagine all of the light of creation as flow, as resources, as success, as giving and receiving, as prosperity. Okay, inhale, bring the energy in. Hold the breath. Hold the energy here. Okay, very slowly, we're going to push our palms out. So I'm going to come around with the breath. Imagine all the energy coming down behind us and circling down to the root chakra, creating a circle around our body. Feel that circle around your body right now as you hold that energy. Feel that energy circulating around. It is a circuit of energy between the root chakra, which is the base of our survival, the base of our security, connecting to the crown, which is our connection to God. This is our connection to all of creation, that these two are connected. Safety is connected to God, and God is connected to our safety and our security. And our financial flow in the physical dimension is connected to the non-physical dimension. And feel that cycle right now, both of them cycling together. They belong together. Feeling that right now. Now with the same format of the hands, I want you to inhale, come back around, bring it in. Hold the energy. Gently lift the Mulbandha, the root lock, by lifting the perineum up. Feel the energy rising up through the center of your body. So this is the central column now that aligns us, all chakras together. Feel the energy lifting up, all the way up from the root, all the way up to the crown. And then gently exhale, placing your hands on your knees and just resting your eyes for a moment. And I want you just to feel into your energy right now. Feel where you're at in your being. Feeling the breath rising and falling. Feeling all of the energy in your being circulating through your field. Feel that light circulating through your field. Feeling how this light is a circulation of energy. And feel this light now expanding in your life. That this light is expanding in all that you do and all that you are, this prosperity. That you are connected to the truth of your nature, which is abundance. And that this connection to the truth of your nature is informing the physical dimension. And feel your physical dimension being infused with this golden light, that all of your endeavors, that all the things that you are creating, everything that is coming through you in your life is infused by this golden light of prosperity. That all of your projects, all of your endeavors, all of your relationships, your bank accounts, your flow of resources is held in this golden light. Take a long, deep breath into knowing that this is the truth. And feel yourself now in this new dimension in your life, how you get to show up in your life in this new dimension. That there is a sacred spiritual royalty of light, of golden light that surrounds your field, that is prosperous because of this true identity that you are in contact with. And that you know from this space that you are more than worthy, that it is your nature, that it is your birthright, that this is God's intention. And we just feel gratitude right now for remembering the truth. And we send love to all of the past generations who forgot this truth, this sacred honor. And we let it all go now, and we move forward in our life, in our light. And I want you to go ahead and just write in the chat, what is a new belief that you're taking with you? What is a new way of being that you take with you from this program onwards? Go ahead and write that into the chat. And then go ahead also and tell me what number you're at right now. What number were you at the start in intensity? And what number are you at right now in terms of the resistance around money? If you're at a 10 at the start, did that number come down, and what number is it? 8 to a 1, down to a 2, 0, 0, 10 to a 1, I am free, I am powerful, down to a 2, 10 to a 0, I am capable, 10 to a 2, 8 to a 1, 8 to a 2, 10 to a 0. Beautiful, my loves, beautiful, beautiful, 10 to a 2, I am worthy. I can generate money, I'm beautiful, channel to receive, I'm worthy. I'm worthy to receive more. I'm connected to my higher self, my birthright. I am prosperous. I am light. For all of these intentions and so much more, we know that we have stepped into a new dimension, one that supports our life, the lives of around us, those that we work with, our clients, all are benefited from this prosperous life we are living. In deepest gratitude, we say thank you to the Creator for being a part of co-creating this with us. Beautiful. So, my love, I'm really, really happy to see all of these numbers dropping down as a way to integrate what we have just gained for ourselves. I would love to start a little sharing circle and give 2 or 3 people an opportunity to share something that they discovered in the session tonight, some pearl of wisdom or some realization that came through a memory or something that they discovered in the process that was a light bulb for them, that made them go, oh my God, couldn't believe that, but now I'm aware. Who wants to share something that they discovered around their own financial prosperity? Beautiful. And Rita, I'm going to bring you up, and then you can raise your hand if you want to come up, and I'm going to bring you up here, Amrita.
I felt, I did not know this, that most of my blockages around love and relationships are also tied in with money.
Okay.
And when I went back, I actually felt all of them coming through.
And were you able to connect these to your relationship with your parents around money? What came through, and what did you discover in the process?
So growing up, there were a lot of fights around money,
Okay.
a lot of tension. So every time you had to talk about money, it would send you into fetal position.
Okay, yes. Mm-hmm.
Because whether you had to ask for money or you had to, there were just all the fights. The root cause was money in my family. And when you mentioned what you needed at that time, it was a sense of security. So just somebody holding me and telling me it's all going to be okay.
Beautiful, beautiful. And how did that feel to give that to yourself in the experience when your higher self came in?
It felt I felt nurtured. I felt liberated. Beautiful. So all the tightness that I had been feeling around my chest area, and I didn't realize the left side, the tightness was around that blockage. It feels so much freer now.
Beautiful, my love. Oh, I'm so happy.
Thank you so much.
This with you. Thank you so much. Great work. Good for going on the deep dives. Really, really beautiful work to witness. And it really is true, when we can shift those emotional patterns, it's amazing how everything on the physical dimension can shift as well, and how it really does start with that emotional response. And if our parents didn't have a healthy emotional response to money, then we have to learn it ourselves, and learning it ourselves isn't always the easiest because we got patterned. So tapping is such an amazing tool for that, because it allows us to relearn how we process reality, and it works for money and many different things as well. So thanks for sharing, Amrita. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to bring Ingrid up.
It was amazing. I just wanted to let you know that my major realization was, it wasn't the experience by himself. It was just like I needed reassurance that I'm going to be okay, that, this is just a temporary situation. So I believe that knowing that when my higher self came and gave that to me, I feel like it gave me that whatever situation we're going through, that not define who divine energy or how connected I am. And just because maybe we don't have that thing at that moment, it doesn't mean that we are a failure or we don't worthy. So like, don't put ourselves and a value into the experience. It's more like we always going to be whole and amazing. So to know that major realization that at the end, whether I blaming my parents for don't give me my pair of shoes or whatever, I just realized that I just needed just the reassurance. That's it.
Wow. Amazing, my sister. It's amazing how reassurance helps our whole nervous system settle. And from that settled place, there's more clarity, there's more energy, there's more power to actually move forward and to create what actually wants to come into our life. So beautiful in regulating that for yourself, my love. And I seeing the whole universe shining on you in that picture.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Wow.
That is my love to flower. I really appreciate it. It's having an amazing and a wonderful experience. So I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Bless you.
Okay.
Awesome. Lovely. Okay, Lisa, would you like to come up?
Sure. Hi, thank you so much for that session.
Nice to see you. Yeah.
Guys, I just wanted to say that so for the message that came through for me, it was to believe and trust. And that's a message that I generally feel like I'm enacting in the world. And so but what came with it was this song that exists in the world by Jill Scott. I don't know if you know there's a song called Try by Jill Scott, and the chorus is it's just such a really appropriate song for anybody who feels like kind of embedding the message that they received around this work. I just feel like it's a really, really relevant
Do you want to sing a little bit to us? What are the lyrics?
It says, if you want it to happen, baby, hold fast and believe. If you want it to happen, baby, you can be what you want to be. I don't know what exactly the words are, but it's she talks about being a poor Black girl and growing up, how there was a mentality that was kind of imposed on her, and how her mom said to her, no, you can be what you want to be, and you can hold fast and believe. And it's a beautiful song. It's a bop. I highly recommend.
Oh,
And
I love that.
yeah, on a personal level, I'll just share that for me, what came through was that you know, I was raised in a neighborhood that was pretty wealthy, but we lived in a small apartment and didn't have a lot of money. And so what I would see around me was a lot of, like, all my friends would have all the things that I wanted, but I couldn't have it. And so it was told to me that, you know, we can't afford this. And I saw through this exercise how it was associated for me with a sense of abandonment and rejection, because it was like, oh, other people can have it, but I can't. And as a child, that was hard to understand. And so that was a clarity that I received through this process, as well as an understanding that for me, I think what I still am gonna journal about is just the perception that if I have $1, even, that's a dollar that somebody else doesn't get or get to have, and that therefore impacts other people negatively if I have money. But then, you know, if I really think about it, what do I have to share if I don't have a full cup? So, you know, it's a conscious awareness that I have, but somewhere inside of me, there's just this guilt or this feeling of like, ooh, I'm taking from others' cups if I have. So
I think that's a very, very old program that I think was put into society. I think it also came from some religious dogma as well, that there's just not enough to go around. But if we really look at the amount of wealth that is on the planet, and we understand how much wealth is like up the top, that actually we all have access to, but we have to know in a frequency, we have to match the frequency to be able to allow it in. So there's actually more than enough to go around. We just lift our frequency so that we attract it in, and then we can circulate it around as well. And so, yeah, absolutely letting go of the belief that there's not enough, because actually there's so much money just sitting in accounts everywhere on the planet right now, that if we can get into frequency with, can start distributing. And we all have that within us to get into frequency with it, so that then we can be also an abundant sharer of it as well. And to your point, if we really want to be able to give generously, and we want to be able to do it financially as well, then we set into that frequency, and then we overflow, and everyone can overflow with us. And we also not only are givers, but then we're also givers of showing others how to lift their frequency to it as well, so that everyone can lift their frequency. Therefore, no one is ever getting a handout. Everyone is in that new frequency of recognizing their abundant true nature, and that is then reflected in the physical dimension.
I love that. And I also, you know, for me, I've always known that I can have what I want in some ways, but I've tried to bypass the medium of money. So I've just gone like, okay, you know, when I first arrived to California, I was like, I want to live in Malibu, and I got a seaside mansion for myself because that's
exactly.
And there it was, but I didn't even need $1 to get it. So, you know, I've traditionally just kind of like bypassed the medium of money. But if I want to get specific about what I want to create in the world, it's just so much simpler to have.
It's simpler,
right? So it's just like the leveling up. I'm really appreciating this. This
absolutely process. So you're already an amazing manifester. So now you're just going to take that manifesting energy and just place it on the frequency of money, and just use that same frequency. And anything that's like out of alignment around the beliefs around money, that money is dirty or whatever, you just like put all that light there and recognize that it is another conduit to do good on the planet, and that we get to infuse so much purity into it that it brings brightness to our lives, to those around us, and continues to do good.
100%. Can I share one more fun fact real super quick?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So just it's perfect timing today that this was the exercise, because I'm Canadian. I've been applying for a visa, and so I technically don't have the right to work and make money here.
Okay.
And but today I sent in my application for the visa in order to be able to legally make money here, and so
Nice.
it was like the perfect timing.
Wow, congratulations. Nice one.
you.
Love that. I feel you in that, sister. I also had that when I was in the States, and it is just such a huge relief. And I literally just got my citizenship for the States this week. So I see all of that in that progress of bringing abundance, manifesting, and the level of security that comes from all of that then is a foundation for you to then generously give from. So congratulations. Nice
Thank you so
one.
much. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, my love. Okay, my loves, I wish I could keep chatting to you all. I know there's so much to share, but we have run out of time for the evening. But don't worry, we will be back again. What I do want to do before we go, let me just locate it. So we have something very exciting that's going to be happening. We're going to be opening the doors in May, and it is a tapping certification. So if anyone is interested at all in learning how to do this for yourself, how to work with others, how to support others, if you're a leader already or you want to step into your leadership and use this technique to not only enrich your own life, but to help enrich others, then I'm going to put a little link here and you can just sign up for the wait list. It's right there. And then we'll let you know as the early bird opens. And we're getting to the end of a group right now that we just spent 6 months with, and they're all doing amazing. I know the ones that are on the call right now, so proud of each of you. We're in the business part of the program, and we're doing a lot of money stuff right now in the program and pricing out packages and lots of fun things. So this really fitted in with the group today. So everyone that's in the certification, thanks for showing up tonight. And if you do want to join in the next round, just sign up on the list there, and we'll let you know when we open that up. Love you all. Biggest of gratitude. Keep shining that light. Keep connecting your essence of God to your root of your survival, your security, your financial flow. They are connected. You can do that meditation in the morning, this one. And imagine that cycle coming through. It's going to take you back, and it's going to help you continue to generate that portal of energy. And while you're doing it, you're giving and receiving, giving and receiving. So see how that goes. You'll be getting more emails from us. We do these events for free every couple of weeks. So tell your friends, and yeah, keep coming. We love to see you here and love building this community with each of you. All right. All of my love. Bye for now.